Right.
Sometimes the Lord may rebuke us because we begin to think, I'm really getting to be a great preacher, as I've consistently been hitting whatever doubles, triples, singles, doubles, triples, occasional home run, and like I'm good, I'm good at this, and then the Lord lets you know that listen, all of that has been as a result of my Spirit. It's been because I have blessed and often blessed, and this is coming into the second thing I want to say. I've blessed an answer to prayer. And you just can't leave that aspect off.
That's exactly right.
Of your. It's not just that you've accurately exegeted. It's not just, hey, you can read the Greek. Hey, you know the Hebrew. You read the commentaries. You know how to put something together. You can do all of that almost in your own flesh.
Yeah, right.
And run on fumes of your study of your own spiritual life. Yeah, and you might need to be honest about that, Brian, and well, I should always be honest about it, but open about it and say to the people of God, even as you're preaching, like, you know what, I don't know if you've ever done this. You might have to say something like, you know what, let's just stop for a minute and pray again. I don't know about you. I feel like I am trying to punch my way out of a wet paper bag. I don't know if you feel that. I do.
Yeah.
Would you pray for me? My wife sometimes when she notices that, she notices, she feels it sometimes that we maybe not, I don't notice it. She was
Right.
like, were you off today? But I was really praying for you while you were preaching. I was really just praying that God would help you. So I think we need to understand. And so that when we tell the congregation, maybe if it's part of your weekly prayer meeting and you have a time in which you pray for the ministry of the word, if you don't do that, I encourage you to put that into your prayer meeting. Pray for your pastor. Pray for me as I give. Pray for yourselves as you receive, that both the giving and the hearing of the word would be done in the power of the Holy Spirit.
It's good.
It does no good for me to preach in the power of the Holy Spirit if it's not heard.
Yeah.
Because ultimately what you want is for it to be heard in the power of the Spirit as much as given in the power of the Spirit.
Yeah.
And so encourage people, say, listen, hey, God's helped me. I mean, it's been good for me. I've fallen flat on my face. If you're putting your trust in, hey, he's gifted, he's got the gift of gab, he's able to put a sermon together, anytime and stand up. Yeah, I can probably do that. But real preaching, when you've tasted that and you've had a sense of, what Paul says, pray for me that I may preach the word boldly as I ought to preach. So there's a sense in which that gives you an idea of what he was hoping for and anticipating, even amidst all his own felt weakness and everything else, his lack of flourish or Greek rhetoric or whatever else, but he wanted to be able to preach the word boldly.
Yeah.
And that was, and the answer to that was in prayer. So your own prayer time and asking God to bless, having others come alongside. I feel, Brian, at times, because sometimes my prayer life's been weak, that I have ridden the wave of the prayers of others.